Hello, gorgeous ones. How are you all doing today? If you're new to my channel, I'm Joseph, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Now then, guys, today we're going to be playing around with some foundation. I've just been into town. So, Savers, get it right, Savers, and then Boots, and then Superdrug, and all of the chemists of Ely. Basically, I've emptied them all. I haven't really. And I got two bottles of foundation this morning. This is the what's it called? Match Perfection by Rimmel, guys. And this is, I got two of these because I wasn't too sure what shade to get. Obviously, they just had the testers in Superdrug. So I tried it on the back of my hand. The colour wasn't quite right. The other one, the lighter one of the two, this one, which I think is called Nude, just Nude, was a little bit too pale, whereas this one, Rose Ivory, is possibly a little bit too dark for me. So I thought we could play around with them, try them with a foundation brush, fingers, and I might even try blending the two colours together. So if that sounds like something you guys want to watch, stay tuned. So again, beautiful ones, I know nothing about either one of these foundations, you know, that just other than the name and the information which Savers and Superdrug provided, because I got this one from Savers and this one from Superdrug. I think might be the other way around. However, it doesn't really matter, does it, beautiful ones? And what we'll do is towards the end of this review, or me just playing around with these two, we'll go and look at the website just to see whether, you know, just to see whether my findings for these two match the company's claims. And I do it that way, guys, just to add another level of entertainment for you. Do you know what I mean? So it makes it worthwhile staying towards the end of the tutorial or the review, so you can see whether, yeah, waffling already. Apologies. I waffle, guys. Waffle. That's me, Mr. Waffle. And this is your bog standard 30ml foundation, guys. And, you know, sometimes foundations can be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. However, the average for a foundation is 30ml, or what's that in ounces? 1 fluid ounce. So, yeah. The layout of the branding on the foundation is pretty normal, guys. You know, you've got the list of ingredients on the back. There's nowhere for them to put it, really. So, you know, the back is as good a place as any, isn't it? So what I'll do is I'll tear this open. You first sort of locate the old perforated strip, which is somewhere. Right, so it's here. And we'll open both of these, shall we? May as well. I'll slap them on my old chops. Right, so that's... Now, guys, I've removed both security sleeves or whatever, you know, the shrink wrapping from both of these. And which one shall I put one half on one side of my face and the other one on the other half? Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that, shall we? My eyebrows are looking a bit bushy today, aren't they? Oh, well, bushy old brows, bushy old man. So beautiful ones. Can you see that security thing on that? I've just tried to take it off from that one, and can you see what's happened? My living nightmare. That's awful to me. Do you know what I mean? That's going to give me restless nights for possibly the next 6 months, I would say. No, I'm only kidding, guys. It doesn't really bother me that much. I mean, obviously, it's going to pick up stickiness and fluff and germs and... yeah, living nightmare. Okay. Sorry, guys. I should have said this one was £6.79, I think, from Savers, and this one was £9.99 from Superdrug. Again, I don't know why they're such different prices, but it's not going to break the bank, is it? Around, certainly under £10. So, you know, possibly around £15 for these two. Again, no, about 16. Yeah, okay, waffling, right. And when I'm doing blind reviews, guys, I try to find as many clues as I can from the product. So, and these don't have many claims on them at all, apart from that one and that one there, which says, and I'll just read it off this one because, what does that say? 24-hour moisture. So that's the top blue one. And the pink one below it says 100%. Sorry, it doesn't say 100% at all. That's my terrible eyesight. It says pore blurring effect. It doesn't say 100% anything. So pore blurring effect, 24-hour moisturization. They're things we need to look for, okay? So should we crack these open? And as I said, I'll put one half on one side, other half on the other. Should we do that? Let's do that. If you guys can hear a buzzing, I've just put my fan on. Sorry, it's just getting a bit warm in here. My flat does get quite warm, especially in the summer, and it stays warm in the winter. Why am I telling you about the heating values of my flat? No idea. Okay, so, and again, Moustache is trying to smother me as I breathe. Right, so I imagine this is a dough foot in here, although, as I said, if it's a pump, it will have a big, bit... Oh, that's good for starters, isn't it? So it is a pump. So that's 1 point to old Rimmel already. So... don't know if you're supposed to shake it. I know what I'll do is I'll do a couple of swatches there, and we can just compare coloration, can't we? So as you can see, this is brand new. So there's one there. Be funny if this was a dough foot in here, wouldn't it? No, this is another pump. Sorry, this is the other one. This is light nude. Yeah, so this, and this is the darker one. This is the light one. This is the dark one I'm about to put on my hand now. Okay, can you see those two? Just put the lid on them because otherwise they're going to get everywhere. That one, and that one's way too dark for me, but sorry, I ought to go and soap my, do you know, I lost my my bar of Pears transparent soap and I don't know where it's gone. It's probably been flushed down the toilet or I threw it away the other day, but shall I stop talking about soap and talk about fountain? Yeah, okay. Right. So I'll start to just blend that one in. And we're looking, again, we're looking for pore blurring, aren't we? And moisturization. And this is supposed to disappear on the skin, I think. Why else would it be called? Match Perfection. If this is one of those ones that's supposed to have that intelligent sort of, you know, that intelligent a property where it can match magically to any skin tone. And I didn't think they worked until I did my my Revolution CC cream video. So beautiful. And that one is Ivory, that one is light nude. Can you see that? There's a bit of a reflection, a reflect going on, isn't there? And let me just see if it's dried. No, it hasn't dried yet. So, and I put it on about 2 minutes ago. So, yeah, I mean, colour match wise, I suppose that, I mean, again, we're going to blend these two together. So I'll probably put a strip and a strip, you know, one alternate colours on each side of my face, and then we can blend them together to see if they magically transform into my exact skin tone. I doubt it, but we can try, can't we? Do you know, beautiful? I'm such an idiot. I've been sat here waiting for this lot to dry. It won't dry out totally because they're 24-hour moisturization, aren't they? So it probably will leave a very slight moist sort of feel on the skin. Again, it has to be quite substantially moisturising to last 24 hours and to live up to that claim. Right, shall I stop waffling and put, I might do a strip down there of each shade and then we can just see how they marry up to my skin tone. Should we do that? Let's do that. I have noticed that these are very, very slightly fragrant, which can be very off-putting if, you know, if you're like me and don't like fragrance. This is the Ivory. Shade Ivory, which I'm just gonna, and I'll put a line down there to, and this is how you should match foundation to your skin. Bring it all the way down from your cheek all the way onto your neck, because obviously necks and faces are totally different, divergent colours, aren't they? Can you see it's quite a sheer formulation, guys? Can you can see that, can't you? Okay. And it's sort of disappearing into my skin. I don't know whether that's a technology or not or what, but yeah, okay, we could live with that, couldn't we? Again, I thought that one was way too pale, but perhaps not. Should we carry on? I'll put a little swatch of light nude on the other side. I keep forgetting the name of these. A bit distracted today, guys, sorry. Right, okay. And as you can see, that one is the light nude. So, and we'll put that next to Ivory. And we'll start there and blend. Ah, that one could be a lot more promising, couldn't it? I think the other one's a little bit too pale. Again, they're not exact, are they? They're not exact matches. But, you know, I don't know how many shades Rimmel sell, guys, but there were loads and loads and loads of them in Superdrugs and Savers too. But if you have Savers in America, you must have equivalents of is it Kmart or so? I don't really. I'm just stabbing it in the dark there, guys. But can you see that one standing out like a sore thumb, whereas the one behind it is almost sort of disappeared? Try finger blending it in a little bit more. Does feel a little bit powdery on the skin, a little bit baby soft, so I imagine these are both silicone based formulations like every other foundation under the sun today. But that one to me is seeming a little bit, but it's pulling a little bit too pale. That one's pulling a little bit towards peach, whereas my skin's not peach at all. My skin's got quite strong pink blue undertones. Although, can you see that's not matched my neck at all, has it? Whereas the one behind it has matched my neck. So I imagine that the Ivory is perhaps the shade that I need. So we'll find out. They're beautiful ones, won't we? Right, guys, I've just wiped that layer off and I've cleaned the back of my hand with my damp J. Always have a damp J cloth with. Well, I always need one anyway. The amount of mess I make is just ridiculous. So shall I go in with Ivory first, and I'll put it onto the left-hand side of my face, and then we'll put the nude beige on the other, shall we? So how many pumps should I go in with? One or two? Just going for one for now? Yeah, okay, let's go in with one. Can you see that? And we'll start with fingers firstly. Itchy moustache. Right, just apply him. The smell's starting to put me off a little bit because it's quite. I didn't think it was that strong to start off with, but it is. It's quite a. It's that French sort of you know, that Lancome sort of smell, or the L'Oreal smell that they all seem to use. And I did notice that this is made in Monaco, and I thought Rimmel was a British company, but they probably farm out where they make these foundations and all of their makeups. Do you know what I mean? Right, so that's one layer of that one on the left-hand side of my face. What do you reckon? I don't know whether you're supposed to leave it and it magically adjusts or what. Do you know what I mean? Why don't I just read the website? No, I can't until the end, guys. You know, I mean, let's give this a fair blind review, shall we? And that's the whole point behind me doing these blind reviews, is the big reveal comes at the end rather than me spoiling it all. On the skin, guys, it does feel pretty hydrating, I would say. Not as hydrating as some of the foundations I've reviewed on JMS. And I'll talk to you about something in a minute, guys. Bit of exciting news. I'll just clean up my old stoosh. How are you all out there? You all okay? Hope you are. It's a really miserable day in England again. It's July, early July, and we should be having roaring sunshine by now, but no, that's too much to ask for, isn't it? Let me just fix that above my eyebrow. Put my old spectacles on so I can have an inspection. Again, my blending is not the best in the world. I can see that. I can see what they're trying to say behind the whole, you know, the whole matching. The fact the foundation is supposed to suddenly adjust. That's what I've been led to understand about this. Because I remember when it was released, possibly 15 years ago, sometime like that. But I don't think this formulation will dry either. Shall I stop waffling and get Nude Beige on the other side of my old face? Let's do that. Sorry, it's not Nude Beige at all. It's called Light Nude. So right, get it right. So I'll put another one pump on the back of my hand, which again I've just wiped with my old J cloth. So again, we'll start on the cheek and on the forehead, a little bit on the snout, and we'll blend that in. And I do think this one's a little bit too orangey for my skin. Yeah, no, I was telling you, wasn't I? I was going to tell you about my my exciting news. This morning I got an email from a company offering me my first sponsorship deal. I turned them down, of course, because I didn't think it would benefit you guys out there at all. And I've always said, you know, on my channel that I'm just cleaning my hand off from the foundation, which is now smeared basically all over the whole chair I'm sat in and all over my t-shirt. No, it's not really. I'm kidding. You know, I had always said that when I started at the very start of my channel that I was only going to review stuff which I felt would be beneficial to you, and this sounded like a sort of a Temu sort of company, a bit crappy and a bit rubbish, plastic and crap, basically, which I'm just not going to review at all, because you know I want to represent products which I know you guys out there would really enjoy and like, especially if I like them. Then I think you might like them too. I'm waffling now, aren't I? Yes, I am. Right. So that's. Now it's on the skin. I suppose it doesn't look too bad. That one is pulling a little bit towards pale. This one I thought would pull a little bit towards the orange. I need to put my glasses on so I can have a closer inspection. Yeah, no, it's really bizarre, isn't it? Because that side has now just totally disappeared into my skin, whereas this side's standing out a lot more. This is the sort of colour my skin goes in winter. I just tidy up this side of my my eyebrows, if that's okay, guys. Yeah, no, I said no to them. You know, it didn't feel right, guys. And until a company approaches me, which does feel right, they weren't paying me enough. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not money orientated at all, and I am so joking there, guys. It's just my sense of humour. So sorry, and honestly, that's hand on heart there, guys. I would never, you know, I'm not that desperate for. We all like money, and we could all use some more money, couldn't we? But I'm not going to sell myself out, and I'm certainly not going to sell you lot out either. Do you know what I mean? No way. Right, let's have a little look. Wow. Can you see the sort of the smoothness it's given my skin? Candidate for a full-on love affair. I think these two are, with me, of course. No one else, just me, because I'm the only idiot around here that has full-on relationships with bottles of foundation. But you know. Yeah, so far so good. And this, I'm definitely liking this side of my face much more than. And it's funny because I thought that the ivory, you know, on the back of my hand, that the shade ivory would be the one that I would plumb for in the end. But well, that's quite impressive, isn't it? I'm sure loads of you out there have tried this foundation, and it's so cheap as well, under £10. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure loads of you have tried it. And can you let me know in the comments, please? I'd really love to hear from you. That would be great. Do you know what I mean? What your findings with this foundation, or whether you hate it. The only drawback I can see at the moment is the smell. It just stinks. Okay, yeah, we could live with that, couldn't we? Yep, pretty impressed. Okay, right. Right, beautiful one. Man back from bathroom, layer of foundation removed from man's face. So should we go in with, should we mix these two? Oh, sugar. Bloody hell. Bugger. Should we, it doesn't matter, I'll pick them up in a minute. No foundation was hurt or damaged in this demonstration. So shall I put a pump of each on each hand, and then we'll mix them up and apply them onto this face? Let's do that. So this is light nude. This was the orangey one of the two. And that was the one that actually suited my skin in the end, wasn't it? This is incredible, this stuff, isn't it? I wonder how it works, the old technology. Shall I go in with the foundation brush, or do you want me to use fingers first? It's up to you. Let me know what you want me to do. No, I ought to, I'll just apply with fingers first, shall I? And then we can, because it's going to be quite a long video, I've got a feeling. And I'll just mix those two together, just blend them up. Yeah, no, I just felt, you know, that... harping on about the old offer of sponsorship again. I don't want to misrepresent you beautiful ones out there by selling my soul out to the devil or companies which want to fleece you all. I'm not into that at all, guys. Do you know what I mean? It tends to pull on the skin a little bit. Mind you, I don't use primer, so if you want to go in with a primer, that's entirely up to you. But you know, it may help it glide on a little bit more. But it's pulling on my skin, so mind you, my blending techniques aren't the best in the world, are they? We have established that fact. All right, let's have a little look at that one, shall we? Let's clean the back of my hand. And can you see how it does adjust to the sugar? Bring it down onto the old neck, because there's nothing more obvious than two discernible different colours. An orange strip here and a white strip there. Do you know what I mean? That's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it, guys? Yeah, always is. Right, let's have a little look. I'm liking the smoothness it gives the skin. Do you know what I mean? It gives your skin a very sort of, a very even sort of, perfected sort of look, doesn't it? Yep. I'll go and tidy up my beard and my moustache, and I might even take a set of photos if that's okay with you guys. I didn't take any with the half and half of the face because it'd be way too confusing for me to try and explain getting my lefts and my rights molded up, which I so often do. But yeah, I think that, yeah, okay. Well, I'll go and take a set of photos and tidy up my moustache, and then I'll be back in about 2 minutes, okay? Right, beautiful ones. I've just tidied up my eyebrows and my moustache, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with this one so far. I mean, again, under £10 for, you know, a bottle of fountain. It's just great, isn't it? But here's a photo. This is me looking straight out of the window into natural daylight. I do think it's pulling a little bit towards the orange, and it's strange because on its own it looked. Here's one of me looking to the right. Stop waffling. Here's one of me looking to the left. Here's one holding the camera slightly above my head. And finally, flash photography. Well, as flash photography as you can get with a camera phone, which is nowhere near professional. Stop waffling again. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Okay, guys, so what I might do now is, because out of the two, I definitely preferred the light nude, didn't I? I thought the ivory was way too pale. Although it's a really sheer formula. I mean, it provides coverage. I'm a bit stumped by this one. Might be falling in love with a foundation again. Stranger things have happened, guys, especially on JMS. I'm always falling for foundations. Just me, guys. It's a bit on the sad side, but you know. Right, I'll go and remove this layer, and when I come back, should we go in with the a layer of the light nude? I was about to call it nude beige again. It's so not nude beige. It's so called light nude. Yep, light nude. You can see that, can't you, down the bottom? I'll go and do that, and then when I come back, we'll apply that, but we'll apply it with my foundation. And I nearly got a new one of these today, but I thought, no, 2 bottles of foundation is about your limit for spending. Do you know what I mean? Because I have to limit myself on a daily basis. Otherwise, I'd just be spending money left, right, and centre. So, yeah, a foundation brush was out of the question. Okay, okay. Right, beautiful. And should we get a layer of this one on my face using the old brush? And this time we'll use 1.5 pumps, shall we? Can you see that? Put that over there. Otherwise, you know, you know me by now, don't you? So I'll just load that onto my foundation brush, the only brush I own. Got loads of paint brushes though, because you know I'm an artist as well as a YouTuber, although I haven't painted anything for ages because I'm so busy filming at the moment. There's so much to film and so many bits and bobs, do you know what I mean, to cover, that will never ever run out of material though, guys, which is good. So JMS is going to be around for a long time. Just work this into the old face, get a little bit more on. And then we'll go in with a beauty blender, shall we, as well, and give this a fair old review. I did notice that mixing the 2 colours, it just made it really pull towards the orange, which is really bizarre because this colour on its own it seems to suit my skin tone. And the ivory, although it was really way too pale for me, didn't have any orange to it either. So obviously something's happened along the way, hasn't it, where the two have suddenly clashed or whatever. Just work that in. And by the way, guys, I did manage to stop myself blending half my face weight the other day. It's just, you know, the more you blend, the more expensive and seamless your skin will look. So put it down now before I get obsessed again with the old blending. Now, let's put my glasses on, and oh, they're a bit dirty. I have to go and clean them in a minute, to clean them on my t-shirt, because I'm that glamorous, guys. I really am surrounded by glamour in my life that I'm, you know, cleaning my t-shirt, my glasses on my t-shirt. Let's have a little look at this one, shall we? Sorry if I seem a bit distracted. I had a bit of bad news this morning. Nothing for you guys to worry about, but if I just seem a bit distracted, that's why. Perhaps I shouldn't be filming today, but, you know, stoicism is my middle name. Let's have a look at that. Right. Yeah, I mean, the colour match is really good, isn't it? And as it hits the skin, and I assume that there's some kind of chemical reaction going on. Just need to clean the back of my hand. I'll get really anal about that. Some sort of chemical reaction going on between the pigments and the chemistry of the skin. Again, we can always look at the website afterwards, can't we? Just clean my old stosh off again. But with the foundation brush, I've managed to avoid my eyebrows this time. What do you think at home? Don't lean back too far in case ye old board. Yeah, you heard me say that. I don't think I've released one yet where I talk about my blonde hair. No, because I used to have really blonde hair about 10 years ago, and I used to bleach it, and I will release that one very soon. But it's quite a long. It's about half an hour long. But why am I waffling? Waffle. Can you see now? It's adjusted itself to my skin tone, and it does. I don't think that looks too orangey at all. Do you? Possibly sat here looking like a tangerine or a baked bean or something, but no, I'm quite pleased with that. And obviously the foundation brush can be quite strict, can leave quite nasty streaks on the face, but this time the formulation's quite nice. It just glided on, or glid on, as I once said. What an idiot, eh? Glid on. Oh well, right. Yeah, no, I like that area there. Do you see what I mean? Can you see the smoothness it's lending my skin? I think this is quite a good foundation, actually. Might be a JMS endorsed foundation by the end of this tutorial, mightn't it? Stranger things have happened. Right, gorgeous ones. What I need to go and do now is go and take another set of photographs, and then I'll rinse this layer off, and then when I come back, do you want to try with... hang on, I just need to go stretch all the way over there, all those miles away to my table, which is about 3 feet, not miles, being totally dramatic again. But should we go in with this one? And we might try it dry and then damp, or we could play around with this stuff, couldn't we? It's so cheap, do you know what I mean? I'll go and take a set of photos. Oh, I just noticed a bit of an orange hue to my skin, but again, natural daylight is called for, so I'll go and do that. When I come back, we'll rinse that layer off, and then we'll try with the beauty blender, shall we? Let's do that. Right, gorgeous ones. Here's another set of photos. This one's me looking straight out of the window into the natural daylight, and this shade is so much better than the two blended together, so it just goes to prove, doesn't it? This one's me looking to the right, goes to prove that sometimes, you know, mixing foundations together sometimes doesn't work. This one's me looking to the left. This is me holding the camera above my head. And finally, flash photography. Well, camera, phone, flash photography. No, yeah. I can see myself running off into the pale blue yonder with this little bottle of foundation. What do you reckon at home? Possibly not yet marriage material, I'm not too sure yet, but I might ask it to become engaged to me. What am I doing, guys? Being really silly today, but you know. Right, I'll go and rinse this layer off, and when I come back, should we try with the soaked beauty blender? No, dry beauty blender, and then we'll try it soaked, shall we? Should we do that? Make a real thorough go of this one. Should we do that? Let's do that. Lid's just gone on the floor again. Doesn't matter though, guys, does it? So this time we're going with the dry beauty blender, or the beauty sponge. I don't really like the name beauty blender because it's not either, is it? It's just a sponge, a dense sponge. So yeah, how am I going to do this? Shall I just get it on the point? Can you see that? And there's quite a lot of foundation again. What I like to do is just to finger it in, because otherwise that whole lot of foundation will end up all over my face. And can you see that on there? And I'll start just by... Oh God, it's got that smell again. Why do these companies feel the need to perfume everything? It's not as if they're trying to mask a particularly unpleasant scent. Do you know what I mean? If it smelt rancid or something like that, I could understand the need to add such heavy scents, but you know, no. It's really, really off-putting, and I haven't even been anywhere near the Maybelline, you know, the Dream Radiance one, whatever it's called, the one that made me physically hell the other day. So just blend that one in, and this sponge it's dry, as I say, but yeah, no, it's giving me a far more natural application, or application, as I sometimes call it. It's a little bit damp actually, because I've only just washed these. But it's just a smell, that foul, you know, that cloying sort of smell, which reminds me a lot of the Dream Radiant, the Maybelline Dream, which made me, the other day, that was foul. In fact, I'm scarred for life by that foundation. I'm not really, well, I might be, who knows. I need to go and have serious therapy after that foundation. What do you reckon to that? Yep. Okay, yep. And it could be there's a drop of water in this sponge. Oh, look at the shape of that. It's got leprosy. It could be the fact that, you know, that my sponge isn't totally dry, or it might just be the fact that this foundation is quite good and does glide onto the skin. Let me just get that nose done. My facial cellulite, as I call it. By the way, guys, I've noticed something really, really odd with my subscribing. You know, my levels of subscribers obviously I'm releasing videos quite regularly at the moment, aren't I? And I'm trying to get one on a day or every other day. And I've noticed every time I release a new video, I lose one subscriber, and they always come back, whoever it is. But because you're notified every time you get a brand new subscriber, not a returning subscriber. So say I went onto a channel and I'd never been on that channel before. The channel owner, or the person that runs the channel, would be notified of me subscribing to their channel. If I then unsubscribed to that channel and then went back again, they wouldn't get notifications. So whoever it is that keeps subscribing and unsubscribing every time I release new videos is obviously an old subscriber, someone who I just don't understand why. I mean, why would anyone do that? It's just awful, isn't it? It's happened probably around 15, 20 times now, and I've definitely noticed it. I'll keep an eye on it though, just in case. But I am really, really impressed with this foundation. I mean, the way it adjusts onto the skin, it's just amazing. Do you know what I mean? Because that's matched my skin tone exactly, isn't it? Wow. Could be pretty blown away by this one, guys, again, but you know, let's not count our chickens until we've gone in with this damp one. And then obviously need to go and look at this in natural daylight too, but didn't bring it down onto the old neck, did I? No, not doing my job. As I said, I'm a little bit distracted today. Come on, guys, give me a break. Put it onto the old ears too, and work it into the temples just to give us a more uniform sort of. Am I even doing? I'm not even applying the bit with the foundation on it. Note to self, that's the part there with the foundation on, not the rest of the sponge, just the tip. Okay, got it. Right. Yeah, just work that in. So, let me put that over there. Let's have an inspection, shall we? What do you reckon, guys? Yeah. Again, if it wasn't for the smell, I mean, it just floors me every single time because this formulation could be a 10 out of 10, and I'm definitely taking off at least 2 marks because of the pungent old odor of this foundation. But skin feels quite hydrated, not as hydrated as the serum foundation I did yesterday or the day before, and not as hydrated as the old Dream Satin Mousse, Dream Satin Liquid Foundation by Maybelline. But you can see there, can't you? And around here, and again, that was with a very, very slightly damp beauty sponge. But I'll go and take some more photos now, and when I come back, I'll really, really soak the brush, soak the sponge this time, and then we'll see how that one goes. And then I'll take another set of photos. I'm surprised there's any room left on my camera. Do you know what I mean? And then we'll look at the website, shall we? Should we do that? And then we'll close. Okay, let's do that. Right, guys, here's another set of photographs. Yep, we're doing photos. Yep, photos coming up now. Okay, so this one's me looking straight out of the window in natural daylight. And it looks so much better with a sponge. So, yeah, in real life. Here's me looking to the right. Waffling again, verbal diarrhea. Here's me looking to the left, pouring out of my mouth. Wish I had a tap I could just turn it off. Do you know? Here's one of me holding the camera above my head. And finally, last but not least, flash photography. And this is the penultimate set of photos. There's only one more set to go after this one, guys. So, again, my only sticking point with this foundation is the smell. It's just so off-putting, and you know, I'm a man, and I don't like smells that it just got a really, really heavily perfumed sort of smell, which just makes me feel physically nauseous. Again, they're very, very similar to the Dream Satin Radiant Liquid, whatever it was called. That one stank to high heaven. Again, made me physically sick, but God, I'm being very dramatic today, aren't I? Itchy moustache, again, curling upwards, trying to, you know about my moustache. So now, shall I put another layer on, but using a soaked beauty blender? Let's do that. Right, gorgeous people, I'm back. So now, shall I put, again, 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand. The poltergeists are really revving up in my kitchen. Can you hear that tapping or that clicking noise? I don't know what it is, and it's certainly not mice. My flat, I think, is haunted. Right, and this time it's just, sorry, that's sopping wet. I don't know, you can see my fingers are quite wet there, can't you? And this might have a bit of washing up liquid in it because, yeah, okay, right, let's just load that one onto the sponge. And then we'll look at the website, and then we ought to close if that's okay with you gorgeous ones. Right. Again, just being hit by a wall of perfume, but still, if this really shears the formulation out and changes the nature of the foundation on the skin, as I have always found with using soaked beauty blend, soaked sponges with any form of silicone-based foundation, I suppose I could overlook the old scent, couldn't I? Am I that generous? I don't know really if I'm that generous or not. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose I am quite a forgiving sort of person, so I suppose that yeah. But yeah, that does feel really, really refreshing. Applying it with a soaked beauty. Put that back into the bowl. And because we are using water, guys, you need to let the water, you know, evaporate, and then it just leaves like somehow it just helps the foundation bond with the skin. Although it just gives you the most. Wow, look at that there. Can you see the reflection on my cheek and on my forehead? Wow. Yep. Okay. Okay. I've got a new lover. I'm kidding. Kidding, guys. Kidding, kidding, kidding. Right. Put my glasses. Oh, dear, they're filthy again. Why do my glasses always get so filthy? And I need them to be clean for reviewing, and so I can do close inspections, or just a close inspection of makeup just applied to these 49-year-old chops, which will be 50 this, yeah, the end of this month. It's my big 50, guys, but that's I want that to fly very much under the radar. I'm not making a big deal. My sister had a party with 200 odd people in, but I don't think I even know, in fact, I know I don't know 200 people. I know all of you out there, but I mean, you all live all over the world, don't you? One day we must have a get together though, mustn't we, guys? We really, really must. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? A JMS or Joseph Makes Skincare get together, an international event with all of my beautiful subscribers all getting together, and we could have, I don't know, picnic or a riverside picnic, or what am I talking about? Don't know. Okay, get spectacles on them old chops, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Yep. Again, you see the power of. I know that I keep banging on about it, guys, but why every makeup artist in the world isn't doing this is just beyond me, guys. Totally beyond me. Because can you see that area there and there? And it has applied foundation to my skin, although it has changed its nature and it has sheared it out a lot as well. But it's given me enough coverage just to give my skin the illusion of being very even now and perfected. And I could certainly go out now looking like this. And I used one. Did I use one pump or 1.5? Can't remember. Again, brain has been shot by my wild youth. But no, that's incredible, isn't it? Yep. Okay. Yeah, we could live with that, couldn't we? So we have made a £10 under this one was it was just the first one I got, or the second one. One of them was £6.79, one of them was £9.99, under £10, and it's made my skin look flawless, hasn't it? You know, flawless and natural and pertinent. I'm just trying to clean off stop cleaning. It's made my skin look flawless and glowing and alive, because before my skin looked a little bit dull and a little bit lifeless. Now it's brought the whole thing to life, and it's just, can you see that there? I don't know why I keep asking you if you can see this. I know you can see it. Do you know what I mean? It's just, what I should say is, look at this area there, shouldn't I? Okay, guys, look at this area here. Can you see? What am I like, eh, beautiful ones? No, I am certainly going to pass this one. Might take the odd mark off just for the old fact that it just makes you physically want to hurl, but just by the scent. But other than that, no, the colour match technology is just awesome. Just awesome. What we should try, and there's not enough time to do this today, guys, but perhaps we should give the old, what's this one called? Ivory a whirl and see whether it looks as matching as this one does to my skin. Do you know what I mean? Because that way we would know for sure whether it is the foundation which is matched, or it's got to be the foundation though, hasn't it? Can't be anything else, because I haven't put anything else on my face. But okay, should I drag myself away from this camera and go and get my mobile phone so that we can look at the website? I'll do that. Okay. Right, beautiful ones. I have the Rimmel website here, and again, I'll put those down here so you don't have to refer to me waffling. And this is the rimmellondon.com website, and this is called Match Perfection Foundation, and there are about 25 shades, I believe, and ours, the Ivory one, was neutral, so that's perhaps why it didn't look so matching on my skin. However, Light Nude is warm toned, so perhaps I've got it all wrong. Perhaps I have got warm toned skin. I always thought I had quite cool toned skin, but I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Right, so here's the description, and again, I'll put that here. Your perfect foundation colour match is right here. Ace your base with Rimmel London Match Perfection Foundation, a medium coverage formula with smart tone technology that matches 99% of UK skin tones. Yeah, okay, that's interesting, isn't it? 99%. And I think L'Oreal make a similar claim with their serum, True Match serum. Yes! Can you see that? It says Y-A-A-A-A, yes, S-S-S. I assume that just means yes, but said rather commonly. Create a smooth base with our range of foundation shades, featuring a 24-hour moisture complex and soft focus powders to glide over pores, dark circles, and imperfections. Did someone say flawless? I didn't, did you? No, none of us said it over here, love. So, right. Claims. Medium coverage, smart tone technology, 24-hour moisture complex, up to SPF 20. I'm not too sure about any of those, really. I mean, the smart tone technology definitely worked. We were using a warm tone foundation on my skin, and it adjusted itself, didn't it? So, and I hopefully the Ivory. Oh. Right, I've got foundation all over my carpet now. Lovely. So an afternoon of scrubbing the old carpets, just what I was in the mood for. Not. So how to apply, and again, I'll put these here. Step 1, using a foundation brush, sponge or fingertip, smooth matte perfection foundation onto skin. Number 2, step 2, dot and blend match. Why is that word defeating me again? Step 2, dot and blend Match Perfection Concealer under eyes to complete your look. Okay, so, and that's all the website says, guys. So, okay. Right. So, beautiful ones, what have we learned in today's review? We have learned that the Match Perfection Foundation by Rimmel is very, very good. Shade technology, shade adjusting technology, it really, really works. And this one is neutral. This one is warm toned. I should have known. It looks a bit orangey in the old bottle. However, they both, well, the light nude one, yeah, light nude one definitely matched my skin tone, and my skin, I've always thought I had cool tone skin. I will continue to believe that I am cool tone skin toned. Yeah, okay. We've also learned not to hold foundations by the lid, especially when they're brand new, because they have a tendency of falling down. Gravity and Newton's theory of all of that business. Was it Newton? And the chap whose apple fell on his head or something. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and for under £10, guys, this is a steal, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And it made my skin look amazing, didn't it, at one point, especially with the soap beauty blender, or sponge, as I prefer to call it. Just a sponge, it's not a beauty blender. So I'll just mark them out of 10. Bottle, I'm going to give it a 10 because it did come with a pump, and, you know, I was pleasantly surprised by that. Again, it is glass. So that's a 10 out of 10. Formulation, I'm going to have to take some serious marks off for the fact it's just so heavily scented. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So that's 17 so far, isn't it? On the skin feel, didn't really live up to all of the claims. I didn't think it was particularly hydrating on my skin. However, let's put it over here. However, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So, you know, it passes anyway. It becomes it comes JMS endorsed, or Joseph Makes Skincare approved. We have also learned today, beautiful ones, that by mixing two different coloured foundations together that look quite promising in the bottles or even on the back of the hand, don't necessarily blend very well together. In fact, they made my skin look quite orangey, didn't they? However, I didn't really leave that. I don't know how long these self-adjusting formulations take to work. I mean, I'd say that the light nude one, which again was warm toned and yet adjusted itself to suit my skin tone exactly, didn't it? I'd say that worked within about 3 or 4 minutes. So you've got to give these things time to work, I suppose. And as always, guys, we got phenomenal results, didn't we? Phenomenal rolls. We got phenomenal results from using a soap sponge. So, yeah, and I don't know why every makeup artist in the world isn't adopting that method or that technique, because it just makes your skin look amazing, and you can build it up too. Okay, guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed today's tutorial or review, please do give this video a thumbs up. Similarly, do consider subscribing so you're kept abreast of when I release new videos, which is pretty often at the moment. And all that remains is for me to wish you gorgeous ones a wonderful Saturday. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you all very, very soon for the next video. Lots of love.